Hello, happy Monday. Corinne here. This is our Unit 2 announcement video. These will usually come out, again, as you probably saw on Blackboard already, a little later in the day on Monday to really give me a chance to be able to have some time to go through your work from last week. Obviously, our due date for this course is on Sunday, so this is a pretty quick turnaround to try to give feedback this way. And so what you'll usually see from me is maybe a little general feedback here as far as the whole group. You'll see more feedback come probably text form in an announcement here in the next day or so, and then your individualized feedback will be on your graded assignment, so you can keep an eye out for those things. Wonderful job getting started last week, guys. A lot of material, off to a really quick start, and you guys are handling it very gracefully. Really wonderful participation last week, both on the discussion boards and then in the assignments that were submitted yesterday. If you didn't get your assignment in last night, don't worry. Please go ahead and try to get it in as soon as you can. And as we've already talked about, get in contact with me so that I can best support you and ensuring that you're on a good trajectory to do well with our time together. Okay, so let's look forward to Unit 2, which kicks off today. And I'm just going to minimize my video here so you can still see me. And we're going to take a look inside the course. So a great place to start every time you come into the course, and particularly beginning of the week, is here on the announcements page. And so this, especially at the beginning of a week, is going to give you a quick rundown of what we've got going on. So there's a high level of what we're doing this week, and then really goes into detail about the specific things we're doing. That said, let's go ahead and jump into our learning unit for the week. So you can see learning unit 2 has popped up here on top. And so this is another just kind of quick little side note here. This is something that is a really nice thing to do for your students as you're building your content, is to build it in this way in reverse order so that the newest thing will appear at the top of their screen. And it just saves them time as they're going along. So just a small thing that you can throw in there, consider for your own design. Okay, so let's pop into designing your online course, Unit 2. And so again, you'll kind of see the same rundown that we have here in the announcement. It's reiterated here. You have your hit list up here of what you need to do and by when. And then below it will be each of the items. You can see our announcement video isn't here yet because we're recording it right now. As soon as I'm finished and caption it, I'll throw it up here, upload it, and you'll see it here in the spot. So this week you have some reading to do, and then your first assignment, three class policies. Pretty straightforward, and this is a place to connect in with your colleagues here and use the various forms of communication we have at our disposal to check in and see what others are doing around this. You can post your work up in progress. You check out the discussion board for a little bit around that. And then also you can put requests in your reflect and support blog as well. And again, as you go through and you read this assignment, some of you have asked, is it a good idea to have placeholders for things? This is where you want to get your real policy locked and loaded. So this course is a working course. We're not ideally trying to produce dummy or sample data. We really want you to be creating artifacts that you're going to be able to use in your course. So take the time this week to go research those policies, see what your department is already doing, and then what you would like to do within that. That's your first assignment, the 3 class policies. You have another reading to do, and then this is the big assignment for the week, your course roadmap and learning objectives. So let's just talk about this piece for a second. So switch back here. So really, the way that we're going to design this unit together over the next really 4 weeks from here, since last week we just kind of got started, is we're going to do it, we're really going to build it like you would almost an outline for a paper. So we're going to do the outside edges, we're going to build that roadmap, we're going to get really clear about the bigger structure, and then we'll drill down into building content items that feed up into these objectives that are set. So your objectives can come from a few different places. So they should be part of your approved curriculum, and how your department handles those may be a little specific. So you just want to check in with your department chair or with a colleague there around if you're confused or not sure about what objectives to use for the course. So we'll start there this week, again, creating our bigger outline. And this is where we're really going to consider how to break apart your course. So for example, in this course, we have 5 units that cover 5 weeks. So 1 week per unit. You may have 2 weeks per unit or 3 weeks per unit, depending on what your course looks like and its size. You'll see when you get through the material, just a few heads up or things to look for. It's really great for your students if you try to keep units the same size. This helps them really plan their work and overall have a more comfortable experience in the course. And that way they get more accustomed. You're helping train them what to expect. And then therefore how to plan their work. So keeping them about the same size is really helpful, in the same way that also keeping things due on the same days of the week. So these are just some of the little things you'll pick up. You can also use your Reflect and Support blog to track these little tips for yourself, things maybe to come back to or that you want to integrate for yourself down the road. Okay, so let's jump back. So that's our second assignment. And then there's a few, there's an optional video that's in here for you. There's a note, you can read into that. And then we have our discussion board. So pretty straightforward, same structure as last week. You have an initial post that's due on Wednesday, and then you have 2 follow-up posts that are due by the end of our week close. And then you have your reflection and support blog that's here, same as last week. And then here's the piece that I noted in our in the announcement, so our survey around a sandbox. So I'll let you go ahead and read that on your own. And then there's some additional resources to support you down here as well. Okay, guys, that is it for now. I hope you guys are off to a great start this week. Holler if you have any questions. Many of you have reached out with the IM with the Instant Messenger client. It's been great. It's the first time and first class that I've been using it, and it's been really easy. I manage every time when I'm logged in and I'm actually working on the course. I will keep that open and active so you can see that I'm online. And then other times that I'm working on other projects, I know you would think that this is all I do, huh? When I'm working on other projects and I'm available, I'll turn that on too. And so far I've been able to handle a couple quick questions very easily, very satisfying, right? Because it's an immediate response for me. You get to check it off your list and be done. So I'm really excited about the feature and encourage you guys to use it as well, with me and with yourselves. A great way, again, just to keep community in the forefront, keep relatedness in the forefront. We are all human beings, and the more that we can, again, relate and connect on that level, the more enjoyable the overall experience is. So, all right, guys, again, I hope you're having a great week, and I'll keep an eye out for you in Blackboard, and have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.